So that's how I got to Colorado. I went to a school to learn how to grow cannabis back in Chicago when I was living in Chicago. Cannabis was one of the things that I was doing. That's one of the things I actually went to prison for. And when I came into Colorado 2015, and I'm saying to myself, like, if I'm still going to be in this lifestyle, I'm not going to put myself in a position where I have to go to jail for it. I can go to Colorado. I came out here, I purchased a house, I got a grow license, I started growing. And so um, I believe, so I'll finish this one thought. Um, as I begin to start to fulfill other desires, then the actual desire for the cannabis thing faded away as far as growing and trying to make money and actually don't smoke anymore. It's reason why, not that it's not enjoyable. I didn't enjoy it. It acts like coffee. Coffee is a nervous stimulant. And so it's stimulating the nervous system where TM is doing the opposite of settling the nervous system down so that we can relieve stress. And so I was working against myself with this whole process. And there's some things you got to let go when you're trying to reach high places. And it wasn't the most enjoyable part for me, but that's the knowledge aspect helped me to come to a realization where this is just something that if I want to reach where I'm going, this can't be a part of my reality. On another part, I would say before the Jesus aspect was MDMA. So I was again prison third time. I just got convicted for this. MDMA was not a part of my community. I had a friend that thought that because of, yeah, it's a synthetic, and I'm not an expert with this. It's a synthetic form of a drug, you would say. People call it ecstasy. It's like the pure form of ecstasy, would not mix with anything else. And a friend of mine thought just because of the trauma that I had went through, that this would be something to help ease the trauma. Now in Colorado, they're like using it for trauma work. Like it's a thing. Same, but 2010 was when this happened for me. And what I experienced was something bigger than myself. That God spoke through me, and I knew it was something bigger. This is what sparked me to start seeking the religion aspect of things. I honestly probably wouldn't have taken that route if it wasn't for the one experience that I had with MD, and only did it that one time. And then I end up going to prison for the third time. And so now I'm in prison and I'm like, I need to know what happened. And so this is what, now I'm like deep in the scriptures and I'm trying to figure this thing all out. Fast forward 5 years, I met my wife out here, Cannabis. She's business management, hospitality. She was throwing cannabis events, and I was coming out here to grow cannabis. So we connected during the 420 event, and things took spark from there. She came out to Chicago to see me. This is like after we met, and she introduced me to mushrooms. Now this was the like my second mind altering, you say, experience, and this kind of brought a realization of what happened during this time with MDMA was actually happening again with this substance. And so now I'm relating what the plant or medicine or is doing to the body that's helping the mind to see the non-physical aspects of reality. So from there, I think maybe I did maybe 6 or 7 times mushrooms, and it was all over. Like I would do it 3 months later, I would do it again and integrate what I had been experiencing during my journey of the spiritual growth. And it got to a point where like I was succeeding in life, things was happening, and I heard about ayahuasca. I think it was Joe Rogan, maybe. And he was talking about this guy that was in South America, a shaman in the middle of the rainforest in Tarapoto. And I reached out to him, I never got a response back. And then maybe 6 or 7 months later, he just emailed me back and was like, if you want to come out for an isolation diet, is what he called it, then this is what it would be like. We're in Tarapoto. You would come out to for 7 days, I believe it was. And me and my wife was like in the middle of the rainforest. We took like a flight into Tarapoto. We drove about 2 hours to this river. We got in a little boat. I felt crazy because I got like luggage. I got like 5 luggage bags. And I'm in this little boat going into the middle of the rainforest. And we was just there. And that's when my first experience with ayahuasca was. It was my only experience. No, pardon my French. I was going to say something, but it just scared. What happened for me was my soul literally detached from my physical, and you don't know how much you love your body until you're not in it. And while this is what I've been looking for through meditation, through these different aspects, it was a forceful experience where I was forced out of my physical form, and it wasn't pleasant for me at all. And every time I would relax, then it would I would leave again. And I just got up and started like walking through the rainforest, middle of the night. Nobody, I don't even know what was there and around, but that was the only way that I could stay in my physical form. That gave me an understanding of the physical and non-physical. And what I was internally hearing was the techniques that you've learned will get you to where you're going, but it's a gradual process. It's a process that can be integrated, where this forceful experience is not something that you really want. But again, if I didn't have the first experience with MDMA, I honestly probably wouldn't be on the path that I'm on because it showed me something that was greater than myself. That's my experience with those.